So we're going to sit down quickly, quietly every day when we come in, and we're logging on to those Chromebooks and getting started. Okay, so you're copying down the word of the day. I've been looking at your notebook files, and some of you are skipping spaces for the word of the day. I'm not sure why, because we're going to fill up all those bubbles. So you should be filling them up in order as you go, not leaving any spaces. So you are writing down prehistory, and then you are going to stay on your notebook because we are going to be using it to take notes on slide 5.
Wait, with the notes, are we allowed to just copy in the link for our notes and write in the copy of the slide? If that makes any sense.
Worry about the word of the day right now. You don't have these slides.
Okay.
Is everyone here?
What slide do we go to?
Word of the day. Your vocab for word of the day.
When you're done, just give me a thumbs up.
Unless they're still going. Word of the day. I think 14.
There's a table of contents, guys. Are you kidding me?
Right. Was that a...
Oh, I just moved my slide. Sorry. Okay, do we have it? Are we good?
No, is that copy done? My thing won't load. Yeah, why are they doing?
All right, relax. We don't need to have a conversation about it. Just do it as you can. And when you are done, go to slide 5 in your notebook.
You guys are writing the word on the board. It's prehistory, not ethnocentrism.
Sorry, my cursor went. I didn't realize it. You already should have written ethnocentrism last week. Are we good?
No. It's taking a really long time.
So make sure that you edit it to your starred, like I keep telling you to do, and that you put it on the top of your bookmarks bar, like how I have it, because it doesn't have to load when you do that. It's already saved. You add it to your favorites once you have it open, the notebook, and then it's there. You just click on it and it's there, and you don't have to wait for it to load. I feel like I keep repeating the same thing day after day. I keep trying to give you guys tech tips, but I don't think some of you are picking up that I'm telling you to do something to help you.
Bless you.
Bless you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to be taking notes in your notebook. You're going to be on slide 5, where it says Neolithic Revolution. So we are in the same document that you're in for Word of the Day, and you are going to be writing in the note section. Are we good with the Word of the Day?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm closing it out. All right. So, as far as your notebook goes, what you are going to do is, again, you have this slide under current classwork, and I'm going to explain this after the lesson because we're probably going to start it. You might not have homework if you finish it during class, but I pulled it there so you know that if it's not finished, it's homework. Do you see how I'm trying to make it like Captain Obvious for you? By the way, some of you were emailing me over the weekend about the weekly, asking me if you do question 4 of the overfield. Where do I have that in the directions not to do question 4? I have it in 2 places. Who can tell me where? Where is everything?
Your website.
Yes, my website. Also, remember when I gave you the dates of all the weeklies when they're due? It is there as well. I'm trying to, did I put the dates of all the weeklies in there? Where did I put them? I'm going to put them in the other section as well because, actually, no, I'm not doing it. Why should I make it even easier for yourself? It's on my website. I'm doing too much work for you guys. I'm taking a stand. All right. So here we're on this page. What I recommend doing is you can either take my link like this, watch me do it, right click, copy, or you can hit Control C on your keyboard. Or you can click share and you can go copy link. Either way. Then you go to your notebook file. You click on the topic. You click insert. You click link. And then guess what you do? Paste the link or Control V. And you write Neolithic Revolution. Magic. Raise your hand if you did it successfully and it looks like mine. I should not see a terrible, ugly link. We need to learn how to hyperlink. I'm not going to babysit you through this, but as I click on your notebooks, as I look at them, I'll look and I'll try to help you out. But guys, you need to get some technology skills here. Some of you are making me very nervous. All right. Also, please write the date on your notebook. Okay, so you guys are going to take notes as I speak. You may want to insert a chart. Ooh, let's get even more crafty. Let's learn another tech tool. Here's what you do. Look up at my screen. You are going to go to Insert, Table, and you would do 2 by 2, magic, and then you would make it fit in the notes if you want to take notes like that. You see how I did that? Half of you are not even paying attention to what I'm doing up at the screen. I just inserted a table into my notebook page to make it easier. Okay, so you're inserting a table is my recommendation. If you prefer to do bullets, then please use the bullet tool. Please look up at the screen, the bullet tool. It's either bullets or a table. not a hodgepodge of notes that are not organized. Okay? Yes? Miss Buff is going to whip you into technology shape. All right. So when I write suggestion, it's code for what?
Do it.
Exactly. Okay. So you do not need to write down everything I have on my slides because you have the slides. But I would recommend writing down highlights of things. You will know what the highlights are as I speak. Please listen to me because some of you look like you're typing away and I'm not sure why. Okay. So you're looking up at the screen. Okay. The Paleolithic era. Another name for the Paleolithic era is the Old Stone Age. Okay, that we know from Friday, yes? Speak.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, this you do not know from Friday, but you should know it from life. During the Old Stone Age, they had nomads who wandered from place to place in search of food. Okay? So when I think of nomads, I think of the Native Americans. What's the matter? Question?
My thing's like not working. I don't know why. It's like it keeps on reading really bad and I can't like have no with everyone else. So
The notebook's not working at all? So nomads wander from place to place in search of food. I think of the Native Americans and I think of their herds of buffalo. When I say that, does that ring a bell from 7th grade?
yeah.
Okay, so early on, before we have modern day civilizations, we have nomads. They traveled in small groups or clans. So this big yellow vocab word that I have up on the smart board says pastoral nomads. Pastoral nomads was one of your vocab words from the weekly, and I could clearly tell who read the weekly and who just Googled it. A, because you all have the same definition. B, because it did not make sense in the context of the chapter. So pastoral nomads wander from place to place in search of food, but they do it with domesticated animals. So I have an example as the Mongols. We're not going to learn about the Mongols until well into 1200 CE, but I'm mentioning this to you now because the ideas are similar and it may appear in an AP style multiple choice in your future. I will be giving you 4 AP multiple choice stimulus-based questions tomorrow for the daily quiz because we need to start practicing so I can get in a quest next week. So the Mongols are not in this periodization. You understand? They're coming. So in a nomadic society, women actually had roles. So women actually would gather berries. The men would go hunt, and women would gather berries with the children. So women actually had a more powerful role in the Paleolithic era versus the Neolithic era. Okay. I'm going to backtrack to that bullet on the bottom. 10,000 BCE is the year in which the Neolithic Revolution occurs. You need to drill that in your brain. I'm going to say that a million times. I'm going to say 10,000 BCE, 10,000 BCE. You may see varying dates. If you look it up on Google, it may say 8,000 BCE. It is an approximation. It is not like they were like, oh, poof, it's 10,000 BCE and the Neolithic Revolution is happening right now. That's not how it happened. Historians give it that year and that name. The College Board uses this date. What do you notice? This date is on the front of your notebook. This date is the tab that I had you set up in your Google folder. Yeah? That's not a coincidence. I very rarely ask you to memorize a date. This date you have to know. This is also known as the New Stone Age. It is also known as the Agricultural Revolution. There will be more than one agricultural revolution in world history, but this is the big one because it's the first one. So why does the Neolithic Revolution occur? Well, the Neolithic Revolution occurs simultaneously throughout the world. What does the word simultaneous mean?
Alyssa?
Like continuously, like one after the other happens.
Not one after the other, but pretty much yeah, go ahead, Alex.
At the same time.
Exactly, at the same time. So we don't know why, but it's like a phenomena. It happens pretty much in and around the same time in different parts of the world. So they were nomads and they were hunting and gathering, and all of a sudden they have a surplus of food. Surplus means extra. So they decide to stay in one spot. And then they figure out how to create agriculture. And that's how the Neolithic Revolution occurs. So that surplus of food has to occur first. So this is how we have permanent settlements. That's the big idea. So they settle down, permanent settlements, and this is going to start modern civilization, which is why the Neolithic Revolution is significant. Don't worry about the Foursquare yet. I'm going to give you time to do that. Just worry about taking notes for yourself. So the Neolithic Revolution, they had polished tools. They had agriculture. This is a lot of what Jared Diamond talked about in Guns, Germs, and Steel. They had urban centers developed for the first time. What does it mean to be for an area to be urban?
City-like?
Exactly, city-like. Like Carl Place is suburban. You go into Manhattan, it's urban. The Neolithic Revolution, we have the development of domesticated animals. That means like they're trained to do something. And we have sedentary farming. Sedentary was one of your words in the first weekly. Sedentary, another way of saying that is like stationary. So that means they're farming in one spot. So an antonym for sedentary farming would be nomads. Am I making sense? Out of the Neolithic Revolution, this is really why it's super important, is because they settle down, they say, hey, wait a minute, we have time for more things. So we have time to develop language and writing. We have time to develop religion, government, culture, technology. But one of the downsides is social hierarchy or social stratification is going to develop. That's your social pyramid. So whereas everyone was pretty much equal in those small little tribe clans, now we have differentiation. So we're going to learn about different social hierarchies and different civilizations, but they're all pretty much going to be similar. You're going to have a leader, you're going to have nobles, you're going to have peasants. Slaves aren't included, right? Because they're not even a part of society because they have no rights. Patriarchy will develop. This is a big one. Your first DBQ is going to be on patriarchy. What does the word patriarchal mean?
Someone who isn't Emma.
You already defined this in your weekly.
Patriarchy is a society run by males.
Exactly. It's a male-dominated society. So I remember it like a ma and a pa, like a mom and a dad. Pa, I remember male-dominated. If I were to say to you matriarchal, that would be what dominated?
Everyone.
Women.
Exactly. So women actually lose rights during the Neolithic Revolution. Why is that? Well, because they were allowed to go and hunt and gather berries, and now they're confined to the home because the men are doing the agriculture and women now have to take care of the home. This is going to be something you're going to use in your contextualization for your essay. Contextualization is what we call like the background information. So that is a part of the social hierarchy. So women, really, they get their hierarchy based on who they marry. Women are the most forgotten and oppressed group in history. If you add women of color, they have the double whammy. Are you with me? Okay, what you are going to do is you are going to fill out your Foursquare on the Neolithic Revolution. I'm going to click on your different notebook files. Check it out. See if you have good notes, because good notes are key to this class. And I'm getting very nervous that you guys aren't very good with organizing digitally, so I need to make sure that you are. If you finish this, you can start the homework. The homework is here. The homework is pretty simple. I have an example of what you are doing on the third slide. Okay, so you're going to look at my directions. You're going to get to that when you're done with the notebook file, and I will help you through. Whatever you don't finish with the images is homework. Make sense? Yes? Speak.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop presenting so I could look at your notebook files.